Welcome to our Mastering Cross-Section OpenRoads Design Part 2, which is a summary from last week's sessions during our Super Thursday, which is always live. So for next time, I think it's always better to join live where you can ask your questions. But basically, this is what we have done last week. So the first one, we started with a 3D model, which I shared with you also. If you want this one as well, please let me know. So we are going to clip our 3D model and share it as a section model. So what you can do, you can clip your model here. So you can right click in the menu bar if you don't have this option. Place an element, a clipping element somewhere in your 3D model. So it has to be 3D. You can use your snap tools to snap to the 3D model so you can create the elements. So snap it somewhere. It's showing the clip, so you can rotate your model now. You see the box. So the box can be adjusted. So you can take the handles, the grips, and slide them. So to adjust your box, your clipping box, um, sometimes better to turn off your snaps because it's always snapping to the 3D model. You can also go into the attributes. So on the top left corner, you've got your attributes. So I'll make the attributes dialog box a bit smaller. So you can say forward, what is forward of the clipping box, what is backwards, and what is the clipping element itself. You can synchronize them with the display styles. So now you see the models. You can turn off the clipping, the cuts, and the forward. So try to make your box here. Turn off your snap. So once you have done that, to adjust it, you can spend some time. You can always do it later on. You can adjust your clipping element, mm, make it a bit bigger so everything is fitting. So we don't need that much terrain. mm. So that's the one. So what you can do next, when you press and hold your right mouse key, you can use the option clip all sides. So it will clip the 3D model. So it's also working including references. So what you can do, you can referencing in all your 3D data and then use the clipping option. So so now what you can do is adjust a bit if you need, but for now I think it looks pretty good. So you can complete it in OpenRoads, or you can open LumenRT, which comes with OpenRoads basically. So that's the easiest way. Just type in LumenRT. It's going to push everything into LumenRT. This takes a few seconds. Depends on how big your model is. So there are different versions, but the one which you have installed, I guess, is the free version where you can do the same things. Once you open LumenRT, sometimes it's somewhere in the landscape, your model, so you have to zoom in, rotate a bit, and you will find it like I have right here. So here you see the model. So what you can do first is to turn off the layers, looks much better, or to map again the materials to the elements. Also, when you want to place it outside of the like the gray area or the flat area, you can place it somewhere in the landscape, move it up or down, so that's going to be a better fit. Lock it again, so now it looks more natural somewhere in the area. So you can change your terrain if you want. There are different terrain options. So now you got including the 3D line styles, the 3D barriers, everything is there. So now what you can do, you can make it more complete. You can place text, you can place dimensions. This is just one example. So you can type in your text like this, and it's going to rotate along when you rotate the model, so it's always facing you the text. So next thing is you can decorate it with cars. So this is just one example. You can do it along the entire road if you want, but this is just to show the client or the stakeholder how it's going to look like in more in a presentable way. Um, so you can change the landscape. So next one is the cross sections. So here you've got the so what we'll do is here that was the question, how can we show the end area volumes in the sections, and how can we show the guardrail as well in the section drawings? So so here I've got the section. So when you cut it by default, that's the question which is still open. How can we get the barriers, the 3D line styles, part of the cross-section drawing, because it's going to cut all the 3D, but so far we haven't found the answer right now, but we will work on it. Um, so basically, how to get the guardrails in, you can choose a different annotation group. So that's for now. It works pretty well, not all in all cases, but so now you've got the guardrails as a cell, replaced the feature definition basically. So so the next one is to how to create the cut and fill volumes inside of part of your cross section. So there are different steps. So the first one, you have to create the cut and fill graphics. That can also be done based on on reference files. So that's what you can do. So now it's in the 3D model which we opened, but you can also reference it in and then calculate the cut and fill graphics. So that's the first step. So you're going to create the cut and fill graphics for the entire 3D model. It takes a few seconds. So based on the colors, there's cut and there's fill. The second step is you have to calculate the, the values. So between the sections, it's going to calculate the so you can run a report, so you see the station, you see the area, you see the volumes between the stations. So the stations are based on the named boundaries. So the other one is now we want to see the end area volumes as a annotation in our cross-section drawing. So what we can do is for now I can remove it. I can place the other annotation group. So by default there's a annotation group end area volumes. So you can just place it. So in the live session, we were focusing on how to create your own um, annotation group. So so that's what we have right here. So it's basically a cell with text favorites. So so that's what it is basically in the background, but it will show you really nice the cut and fill graphics and the values in a table. So that's it. I hope to see you next week, and bye bye for now.